administrators and know that sometimes things don't work out, you know?
Hey, Mary.
Good morning.
Do you need anything?
I'd like to reconvene our meeting
Okay.
this Tuesday morning of the
Hang up.
County Budget Committee. And just point of order, we want to make sure our presenters, they realize we want to spend about half the time with your presentation, half time with Q&A, and we want to invite the Juvenile Department forward, and we thank you for being here on time and early, and we'll turn the time over to you in a moment. Some other point of businesses?
I just kind of wanted to touch base on a couple of things before we get started with the department presentations. One is I want to make sure that you all know. So after we break for lunch, we'll reconvene here at 1 p.m. in the afternoon with the goal of being able to complete whatever work we have to do today by 3 o'clock so that committee member Parks can be able to get to her Milwaukee meeting. If for some reason we don't complete business today, then we would then look to scheduling additional time tomorrow. And of course, we also have time budgeted on Thursday if necessary. We do have at 1 o'clock coming staff from Business and Community Services to follow up on questions that committee members may have. And the question that I would have to you all is whether or not there is any other party you believe would be helpful to have us asked to be here at 1 o'clock today as well. And we can then make arrangements to have them be here.
Very good.
You said a party?
Thank you.
A party?
Yeah. A party. Party.
And so
I guess not.
that is a pertinent question right at the moment. If there are folks you'd like to have, let me know here. So
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Cool.
So the next thing I wanted to do before we get into the presentation is I wanted to make sure that Diane Padilla puts on the record for you quick updates for the proposed budget.
We have one change just because we intended to put it in and didn't, and two more that are updates from decisions made after the meeting started. The first is to add a carryover of $50,000 of unspent one-time training PLP funding that was awarded for 16-17 but not spent. And we want to carry it forward to next year to help the Technology Services Human Resources team prepare to implement the manager self-service and workforce planning PeopleSoft modules. These are modules we have, but they need to get trained up and start using them. This was approved by the county administrator for including in the budget, and we just failed to get it done. So that's $50,000. During the meetings, we agreed to restore $20,000 of arts and culture funding to tourism to get them to the pre-recession level. And finally, adding the adjustments to compensation for elected officials as you agreed to do. That amount is $35,845. The total increase would be $105,845, and the result would be to increase contingency. Any questions I can answer?
Could you clarify that $50,000 again?
Wait,
And some other, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Commissioner Fisher, go ahead.
I'm just want to clarify, is what, all that you just said, was that in the administrator's message of the thing? Or is it, I mean, I'm just trying to reference where in the budget you're
Yeah,
talking
so
about.
the issue about the elected officials' compensation was in my budget message, as was the $20,000 item for the Regional Arts and Culture Council. But the $50,000 for technology services, that was something that's in this current year's budget that has not been expended, that would be carried forward into next year's budget. And it's not included in the line items, but we would include it in
And
the line
I believe it
items.
may have been mentioned during their discussions, not positive, but it will, what it'll help them do is get up and going with the workforce planning, succession planning, and criteria of, or sort of an inventory of skills in the county, and a manager self-service module. So that I'm asking to add. Well, all three will add to the bottom line of the budget that you got. None of them was in the budget book as presented, so that's why I'm declaring them, and with your approval, we will add that as an amendment to the budget as proposed.
Yes, Commissioner
I'm
Salas.
I'm presuming that later this afternoon, after everyone's presented, that we'll have a deeper conversation about some of those things. Don't have any suggestions as far as calling or asking any other department to come. I think it's probably more ourselves and the administrator and finance to talk about any kind of adjustments. I'm just want to just clarify that the MFR question I had asked about the staffing, that is obviously in the budget, but do we have any foreseeable other FTEs or additions that we foresee that we ought to be talking about? And that would be later this afternoon. I presume we have that. But if there are, let's talk about that and prepare to talk about it later this afternoon, not necessarily now.
Are you talking about the general fund FTEs or?
I don't know where they would anticipate
in-
placing them.
General, like,
So we'll talk about that this afternoon and kind of get some clarity about that. When you talk about MFR, the responsibilities are among all funds and all departments, so it's not necessarily a general fund thing. So, okay.
Okay. Thank you.